ṣe bí ọba àjẹní kí wọ́n lè máa dúró kó lè bá dúró. Ṣé bí ọba àjẹní kí wọ́n lè máa dúró kó lè bá dúró. Ó ṣe bí ọba àjẹní kí wọ́n lè máa dúró kó lè bá dúró. Ṣé bí ọba àjẹní kí wọ́n lè máa dúró kó lè bá dúró. Ṣé bí ọba àjẹní kí wọ́n lè máa dúró kó lè bá dúró. Ṣé bí ọba àjẹní kí wọ́n lè máa dúró kó lè bá dúró. Ẹ̀rù ìdówólópé ìgbé òde bẹ̀rí pé 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 èrè máa ló jà ìpàdé ya. Ere maluja ifadeya. 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 Aila maduba ifadeya. Use ele maduba ifadeya. Use ele maduba ifadeya. Use ela madoba ifadeya. Use maluda ifadeya. Ere maluda ifadeya. Ere maluda ifadeya. Ere maluda ifadeya. Ìdówólópé ìgbé òde bẹ̀rí pé ẹ̀rù. Ìdówólópé ìgbé òde bẹ̀rí pé ẹ̀rù. Ìdówólópé ìgbé òde bẹ̀rí pé ẹ̀rù. Ìdówólópé ìgbé òde bẹ̀rí ẹ̀rù. Ìdówólópé ìgbé òde bẹ̀rí pé 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 bàbá gòmí yàrá òwú. Mádìjó mádó tápà níwájú Ifa àìsà. Mádìjó mádó tápà ò àìsà. Máma dé òye. Bí mo bá gòmí yàrá òwú. Mádìjó mádó tápà níwájú Ifa àìsà. Àìsà mádó tápà ò àìsà. Máma dé òye. Bàbá gòmí yàrá òwú. Mádìjó mádó tápà níwájú Ifa àìsà. Mádìjó mádó tápà ò àìsà. Máma dé òye. Àwa dé yèmúre. Wá dé yèmúre. Àwa dé àyà yèmúre. Àwa dé yèmúre. Àwa dé yèmúre. Àwa dé àyà yèmúre. Àwa dé yèmúre. Àwa dé yèmúre. Awade Yemuri. Awade Yemuri. Wade o Yemuri. Awade Yemuri. Awade Yemuri. Awade o Yemuri. Awade Yemuri. Awade Yemuri. Awade o Yemuri. Awade Yemuri. Hey, Ifa. Greetings, everyone. Ekaru, Eku Jumao. Greetings on this Osei Jakuta. We come today to pay homage to all of the forces that are with us today. I pay homage to Olodumare. I pay homage to Orunmila. I pay homage to Eshu. I pay homage to Oshun. I pay homage to Obatala. I pay homage to Sango. I pay homage to Oya. All of the Odisha. Egbe Orun. I pay homage. I pay homage to my mother. I pay homage to my father. I pay homage to my Oluwo. I pay homage to my Ojubona. I pay homage to all of my mentors that have invested and developed me to be who I am today. I honor you. I pay homage to you. And most importantly, I pay homage to my ancestors. Ancestors on the father's side, I pay homage. Ancestors on the mother's side, I pay homage. I pay homage to all of the ancestors' names that we do not know that are surrounding us and supporting us every day. All of our ancestors that died during the Middle Passage from Africa here to the New World. I honor you. You're never forgotten. I pay homage to you. Ibato Toto. Greetings today. We are here to talk about Ifa, one of my most favorite subjects. Ifa, very powerful system. And today we are going to dive deep into understanding Ifa, understanding Orunmila, and being able to really understand the power that Ifa has and is sharing and using to uplift us every day. We started with some songs, and I want to teach you some of those songs now. The songs that we are singing are all praising Orunmila and the various facets, the various energies, the aspects of Orunmila. Orunmila is a powerful, powerful Odisha. Now you hear us use the term Ifa, and many times we use the term Ifa to refer to the Odisha, but they are two separate words, two separate things. Orunmila is the name of the Odisha. That is the Odisha of this spiritual system. And this spiritual system is called Ifa. The spiritual system, meaning the things that we're doing, what we are engaging in, is called Ifa. And the Odisha that is over this system is Orunmila. Now, Orunmila is many syllables. So many times we like to shorten syllables, use nicknames in order to refer to a powerful energy or something dear to us. So we call Orunmila Ifa because he is doing Ifa. So we often refer to him by what he does. Just like if we know the trash man or the postman or the weatherman or the pilot, we call them by what they're doing. But that person has a name. So we were referring to Orunmila by what he does, which is Ifa. So But let us not be confused that Ifa is the name of the system. Orunmila is the name of the Orisha of the system. We sing songs to uplift our energy. We sing songs to honor, worship, and praise. And I want us to learn some songs today that you can use in your spiritual practice that are great to sing, just as we did to open up the energy when you want to worship at home. Or it's a great way to close out your worship service when you are worshiping and praying in your own home, which we'll talk more about today. And the first song that we sang, very simple song, Kole Baje O. Kole Baje O. And that is saying that we will not allow anything to disturb us. We won't allow anything to disrupt our progress because we have the power of Orunmila with us. Kole Baje O. All right? So I want you to repeat after me. I'm going to point to myself when it's my turn. I'm going to point to yourself when it's your turn. The lead says something different, so you have to remember your melody in order to be able to sing properly. You won't be able to catch it by listening to the lead like other songs. So, Kole Baje O. Let me hear. Kole Baje O. Good. Kole Baje O. Kole Baje O. Kole Baje O. Kole Baje O. The lead says, won't say be obaje ni ki wole majo. You say, Kole Baje O. Now that Baje becomes shortened when we sing and becomes Bajo. The A and the O come together and it becomes Kole Bajo when we sing it. But the word is Baje, but when we sing it, it becomes Bajo. So you'll say, Kole Bajo. Let me hear. Kole Bajo. The lead says, won't say be obaje ni ki wole majo. Kole Bajo. Won't say be obaje ni ki wole majo. Kole Bajo. Wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kó lè bàjọ́. Wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kó lè bàjọ́. Ṣé bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kó lè bàjọ́. Wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó. Kole Bajo, wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó. Kole Bajo, wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó. Kole Bajo, wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó. Kole Bajo, wọ́n ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó. Kole Bajo. Kò ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kò lè máa jó. Kò ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kò lè máa. Kò ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kò lè máa. Kò ṣe bí ó bàjẹ́ ní kí wọ́n lè máa jó, kò lè máa jó. Great. Again, that song is saying that through the power of Ifa, through the blessings of Ifa, nothing is going to disrupt us on our path, our journey, our success. Nothing is going to disrupt us. Nothing is going to block us. We won't stop because we have the blessings of Ifa and Orunmila supporting us. So we use these songs to uplift us. Anytime we're feeling down, we're feeling sad, we're feeling lost, we're feeling blocked, you'll just be singing, Kole Bajo. The lead, don't worry about the lead because, the lead is a whole nother thing. But the chorus is what's most important. Kole Bajo. You'll just be walking, singing, Kole Bajo. And it turns into a meditation that puts you in the zone, it puts you in a state of mind but nothing can stop you. Okay, so it's very powerful. And I want to teach another song that's really, really great too. It says, Awade ye mure, Awade o ye mure, Awade ya ya ye mure. Okay, so let's learn that. I'll point to myself, then you repeat after me. Awade, Awade, ye mure, ye mure. I'm gonna do that again. Awade, Awade, ye mure, ye mure. Next part. Awade o. Awade o, ye mure, ye mure. I say it again. Awade o, Awade o, ye mure, ye mure. Last part. Awade ya ya, Awade ya ya. Ye mure, ye mure, awade ya ya, awade ya ya, ye mure, ye mure. Let's try the whole thing. Awade, ye mure. Your turn. Awade. Ye mure, good. Awade o, ye mure. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Let me sing the whole thing. You sound great. Awade, ye mure. Wait. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Your turn. Awade, ye mure. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Beautiful, my turn. Awade, ye mure. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Your turn. Awade, ye mure. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Beautiful, my turn. Awade, ye mure. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Your turn. Awade, ye mure. Awade o, ye mure. Awade ya ya, ye mure. Beautiful. That song is saying that we are here and we are ready to do what is asked of us in life. We are here and we're ready to do what's asked of us on our journey. We are here and we are ready to do what it is we need to do in order to accomplish our goals and dreams. That's the meaning of this song. And it's very powerful. Again, we sing these songs to uplift ourselves and each other. That whenever we feel that we cannot accomplish because of the obstacles, because of whatever it is that we're facing in our day-to-day life, this is to remind us, to affirm that I'm ready, And I'm ready because Orumila is supporting me. And because of Orumila in my life, I am unstoppable. I'm unbreakable. All right. So it's very important that we use these songs. We don't just learn them, that we use them and we apply them to our life, because life is full of challenges. But just like rain, if you have an umbrella, it doesn't matter how hard it rains, you will always be shielded from whatever the obstacles that you face in life. And Orumila is our shield. Orumila is our umbrella as we walk through our journey in life. The umbrella is useful if it's too sunny. It'll keep us from burning up in the sun. And the umbrella also will keep the rain from us so that we can stay dry no matter how the rain is around us. Orumila is our shield. So any attack coming to us, we are able to put up the power of Orumila, and that shield will block anything that's coming to us. So use these songs, learn these songs. These are some great, great songs. I love these songs. So let's dive deeper into talking about Orumila, and let's dive deeper into talking about Ifa. Ifa is the system that Orumila uses to bring about our blessings, to bring about our protection, and most importantly, Orumila's job, his role, is to make sure that we are in alignment with our destiny. That we're in alignment with our destiny. And the understanding is that when we are in alignment with our destiny, then whatever we experience in life is going to be blessed. Even if it's a challenge, that challenge is there to make us better, to help us to grow, and help us to become a greater person, to be that great person we were born to be. So the challenges that we face when we are in alignment with our destiny allow us to become a better person. So we come to Orumila, we practice Ifa so that we continue to be in alignment with our destiny, because there's nothing worse than experiencing something that you should not be experiencing. Experiencing a challenge that is not something that you were supposed to experience. And these things happen by getting off of our path. These things happen by getting off of our path. And how do we stay on our path? We stay on our path by constant calibration. Calibration means adjustments, so that things are in a balanced way. We get off our path when things become unbalanced, when things become uncalibrated, when things become unadjusted. So we come to this Ifa practice to adjust us, to tune us, so that we are now calibrated and tuned up and tuned in to what it is our destiny is. And our destiny is something that we chose before coming to earth. Destiny is what we chose before coming to earth. You know how when you are traveling somewhere and you've never been to that place before, and nowadays we have the technology, we have GPS in our phone, Google Maps or map, and we put in the coordinates of our destination. We don't know where we're going. We don't know a train, bus, or the road to drive. But by following the GPS, we are able to get to what our destination is. Imagine Ifa is our GPS. Orumila is the voice that is telling you, turn left, turn right. Be careful, there's a trap ahead. So imagine living life without that GPS. Imagine if we didn't have that service on our phones. Now, before that, we had to use maps. But let's stay in the modern times. Imagine you purchased a phone, you got this phone, and you have all these apps, but you have no app to tell you where to go. Now, this is something that's so important. It would seem that they would charge a lot of money for this app because it's pretty much essential. But they make this app for free because they know in order for everything else to happen in our life, The basic thing that we need is to be able to get to our destination. So they sell us these apps with these subscriptions. They sell us these apps that cost money, but they make sure that we are able to get to where we need to go for free. Something that's very valuable that they could charge, but they understand that it's more important for us to reach our destination. The same thing applies to us in life. The most important thing is for us to reach our destination. So that means that the majority of our time, the majority of our day, the majority of our week, the majority of our month, the majority of our year should be dedicated to making sure we are going on the right path to our destination. Let me say that again. The most important thing in our life is traveling on the right path to our destination. Anything else should be considered extra. Now, there are two phases. One phase is learning what your destiny is, learning what your destination is. The second component is staying on it, because there are many obstacles, there are many detours on our path. And by just living our life, we are easily pulled off our path by all the temptations that we experience, by all the things that are presented to us that are not part of our destiny. When we don't know our destiny, many times we engage in things not knowing because we didn't know any better. We didn't know where we were going in the first place. But by following the system of Ifa, by aligning ourselves with the philosophies, with the understanding that Ifa has for us, we will always stay on our path and we will reach our destiny in life. Now, how does Ifa do this? Ifa does this first and foremost through divination. Ifa divination is very, very essential to knowing what your destiny is. When we go to Ifa for Ifa divination, someone that's representing Orumila, which will be a Babalawo or Ianifa, will use various types of tools, two tools in particular, an Opwele or the Ikinifa. And when we do a reading, we are not actually talking to Orumila. We are talking to the Almighty Creator, Olodumare. And Olodumare will speak through Orumila and will speak through the divining tool, the chain, the Opwele, or the Ikin, and will reveal to us, Olodumare directly reveals to us what it is that we need to know in order to get to our destiny. Okay? This is the first and primary way that Ifa gets us to our destiny. The second way that Ifa is getting us to our destiny is through philosophy. The way we think. The way that we think determines everything about our life. The classic example is having a glass, and let's say I take this glass and I pour this much. We're not sponsoring this. They don't endorse us, so we're not showing the label. So this glass is in the middle. When you look at this, what would you say? Is this almost full or almost empty?
Almost empty. This part's bigger than the part.
Would you say it's almost full or almost empty?
Almost full.
What would you say? What would you say? All right. The way we think determines how we view everything. In this classic example, shows us that we can look at this as this being almost empty, or we could look at this as being almost full. And that at the same time, simultaneously, it is always both. So it's both. However, the way we see it determines our experience. And in this case, if I want to add some more and I think it's almost empty, I'm going to try to pour a lot to fill it up. But if I think, oh, it's almost full, let me just pour a little to fill it up. So our perception is going to affect our action. And Orunmila gives us the perspective, the philosophies that allow us to look at every situation in our life and to have not a right or wrong perspective, because even that in that example, there's no right or wrong, but to give us the perspective that is in alignment with our destination. That's what keeps us on the GPS. That's what keeps us on our path when using our GPS. Understanding how we need to think determines how we are going to live our life. And so our thinking is going to come from the philosophies that Ifa teaches us. And there are so many philosophies. But first and foremost, let's just use the concept of what success is in the Ifa culture. Orunmila teaches us that success has 5 components. And this first and foremost starts with our health. Success begins with our health. No matter how many things that we love to experience in life, if we are not healthy enough to experience it, then we will not be able to enjoy it. So our health is the most important aspect of our success. So when we focus our day, our week, our month, our year, we should be focused on our health. The second philosophy within Ifa is that wealth is what determines our success. And these are in order, starting with our health, then comes to our wealth. Because without wealth, we won't be able to accomplish anything else in life. We won't have a home to live in. We won't have food to eat. Now, wealth is not money. Wealth is the experience of prosperity, which is a whole nother conversation. But just to say it briefly, that it's not that we need money to have food or to have shelter or to have clothes, but we need to be prosperous, meaning we need to be in an environment where the resources that we have access to. So if I don't have food, but you have food, I can come to your place and I can eat with you. Excuse me, that's a reflection of my prosperous energy. So whatever we need is provided through our wealth. So wealth is the most basic thing of our success after our health. And that means wealth is referring to abundant access to our resources. Again, everything is in the context of our destiny. The third one is the idea that family is most important after you have figured out how to be healthy, after you figured out how to be wealthy. Now you have to figure out how to be amongst your family. Family is most important. Everything is determined by our relationship with our family. Success, which is what we're talking about, is determined by how we are experiencing our relationship with our family. And our family is broken up into 2 components. One is our partner that we have in our life, the person that we are building and experiencing our life with, and then our children, whether they're children that we gave birth to or children of our network or community, because children are the aspect of life that is our future. So without children, there's no future, literally. No more children on earth, no more people on earth. So our children represent the continual journey of our people. So our children are very important. Our children are, we invest in them, we pour into them, we provide for them, we teach them these philosophies, we make sure they have access to the resources that they need, their wealth, we make sure that they're healthy. We do everything necessary for not just the children in our nuclear family, meaning our household, but for all children, because the classic phrase that it takes a village to raise a child is something that's made popular, but it's a fundamental concept that is almost just a part of the fabric of our culture. Any children we see, we consider them to be our children. So if we see a child that needs something, our instinct should always be to provide it for them. Because whether they're in our house or not, they still are the future of us as a people. Okay? So we talked about our health being fundamental to our success, our wealth being fundamental to success, our partnership, who that we're sharing our life with, who we're choosing to build a life with, and then our children, the children of our community. And lastly, success is determined by your ability to stop all of the negative forces that are trying to stop you from experiencing the first four aspects of success. Okay? So when we talk about philosophy, Ifa philosophy, this is the philosophy that shapes our actions, that determines whether things are half full or half empty, that determines how we take every step within our day, how we plan our week, and how we plan our month, how we plan our life. The philosophy, and Ifa is full of philosophies. In fact, Ifa is the foundation for the philosophy within our culture. So when we practice Ifa, we are practicing something that is from Yoruba land. And so it's from another place. And they speak the language Yoruba in this place. So these terms are communicated in Yoruba. As we're learning the understanding the concepts, let's also learn the Yoruba, the way we say it. So the first is Ire, means blessing. Everyone say Ire. Oh, good. Say it again. Ire. That means blessings. Aiku. Everyone say Aiku. Means longevity. Longevity is another way of saying health. So when you hear the word Ire Aiku, Ifa is referring to health indirectly by saying longevity. Okay? So let's learn the first term for our philosophy of what it means to be successful. And the first one is Ire Aiku. Everyone say Ire Aiku. Good. Ire Aiku. Good. That's the first philosophy within Ifa. That's so important. We hear these terms, even maybe you've seen these terms, but I want us to be able to have a file in our mind to understand, well, what's the significance of this term? Why is it so important? Why do I hear it so much? Because this concept of Ideiku is the foundation of what it means to be, foundation of the concept of what it means to be successful. It's the foundation of the concept of what it means to be successful within Ifa philosophy. Okay? Very important. So let's say that word again. Ireiku. Good. And there are two words there. So I'm sorry. Ire and Aiku. Next is Ire Aje. Everyone say Ire Aje. Good. Alaje. Alaje. Okay, so Alaje means wealth. Alaje means wealth. So the philosophy is that if we have wealth, we are successful. Wealth is beyond the concept of money. Wealth is the concept of having access to our resources in an abundant way. Okay? Abundant meaning not just one opportunity to experience our resources, but an abundant of opportunities to experience our resources. So, like I use the example that if I don't have food, if my brother here has food, I know because I'm wealthy, I can come to his house, he's going to share his food. But what if he's not home? What am I going to do? So, when we say abundant access to our resources, that means that if he's not home, I can go to his house. If he's not home, I can go to her house. I can go to her house. Even I can come to his house because he's got some cereal or some Pop-Tarts or something in there that will be very useful. So abundance is very important within Ifa philosophy. Like they say, if you have one, you have none. If you have two, you have one, right? And another Southern saying is that a poor rat only has one hole. And we say that because you've never seen a skinny rat. You've seen a skinny dog, you've seen a skinny cat, but you've never seen a skinny rat. And that's because rats experience abundance. They live in abundance. Never thought about it like that, right? These are the deep philosophies of Ifa. So, how are they so abundant? They have more than one access route or whatever to the things that they need. So, rats stay fat. Okay. So we're fat like rats. So wealth is the access to abundance of our resources. The experience of that is what's called or considered prosperousness or prosperity. Okay. That's Ide Aj. Everyone say Ide Aj. Aj is wealth, Ire is blessings. The second is Ire Aya. Everyone say Ire Aya. Aya means relationships. In relationships in the context, especially of partnerships, that you have a partner that you can experience life with. Many people, they know how to take care of their health. Many people, they know if I work hard enough, I'm going to get the wealth I need. But one of the most elusive and most complicated things is finding a partner in life. It's very difficult. So we need the blessings of Orumila to be able to achieve our wealth, our health, and to achieve partnership. And you can imagine partnership is essential. It's essential to our success because you can have all this money, but nobody to share it with. And there will be a void. You can be so healthy, you eat salad every day, you eat fruit, and you're just eating that bowl of fruit by yourself every day. It's not going to be as enjoyable sharing that fruit, sharing your salad, sharing your meal, exercising, doing things that keep your mind healthy, keep your body healthy, as opposed to doing it alone versus doing it with someone that their destiny is to be with you and your destiny is to be with them. Okay. So relationships are very important in our culture. And our culture doesn't support people that just say, I'm gonna just be single my whole life. That's not Ifa. Next are children. Children are a miraculous part of our culture because you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna have a child tomorrow. It's not that easy. So Orumila has a very miraculous role in finding our partner and surrounding us with children. Again, whenever Ifa is talking about children, Ifa is not only referring to the children that are your birth children that you gave birth to, because again, it takes a village to have to raise a child. So we believe in the village having a relationship with the child. So all of us, even if you do have children that you've given birth to, you should still have relationships, deep relationships with children that you don't give birth to, because they're a part of our family in other ways. Okay. And it's important to see children as part of our family within Ifa philosophy. And that relationship with children, that blessing of children is called Ire Oma. Everyone say Ire Oma.
Ire Alma.
Good. Ire Oma.
Ire Alma.
Good. And the last one is Ire Ishegun. Everyone say Ire Ishegun.
Ire Ishe.
And Ishegun means victory. Victory. All right. That means you're victorious over every obstacle that is trying to keep you from experiencing the first four blessings. This, again, we're talking about philosophy and how philosophy shapes our reality and shapes the actions that we take. So having this important concept of understanding that Ishegun is part of being successful, that means that all the things that you gain, you're able to retain, so that things can come and grow, not come and go. So it's very important to always pray about that, always to protect yourself from negative forces that want to take any of the first four blessings, and that we never become naive to think, oh, once I get these blessings, nothing is going to take these things away from me. No, there are negative forces that are dedicated to stopping you from being your greatest self. And that reality is very important. And because of that reality, we have our relationship with Orunmila. We practice Ifa for our protection. That protection is very important. So going back, we talked about destiny, and that destiny is like the destination in our GPS. See, destiny, destination. It's the same root word. Just like traveling, you need to know, you want to link up with a friend, and you say, okay, that's cool. Where should we meet? It's going to always come down to the destination. You get a new job, you say, okay, great. Where is the job? Okay. Anything that you want, you first are going to ask where it is so that you can get there. So that means that when it comes to our life, our destiny, which is our destination, should always be the focal point. Now, when we're born, we don't just know what our destiny is. We don't know what our destination is. Sometimes some people are so blessed and they inherently are born knowing this is what I want to do in my life. No matter what, if someone knows what they want to do, they still have to figure out how they're going to get to that destination. But most of us are born and we don't know what it is that we've come to earth to do. And so we spend our life lost, quite honestly and quite frankly, lost. And by being lost, we incur so many negative experiences. But through the blessings of Ifa, we come to earth, we know our destiny, and then we know the path to get to our destiny. And so our time is being spent calibrating, adjusting, and tuning in to the path that our destiny is. All right. So it's very important. So we're talking about Ifa today. We're talking about Orunmila today. Orunmila is the Orisha of the system of Ifa. And we talked about, well, what is Ifa? And first and foremost, Ifa is the system that we use to get to our destiny, our destination. We chose our destination before coming to earth. We were in the heavens. We went in front of the Almighty Creator. The Creator said, what do you want to do when you come to earth? And we said, not that is one thing, but we say all these lists of things. And Orunmila is a spirit that was there with us to bear witness to what it is that we chose before coming to earth. So we've come to earth. Now we are going to contact Orunmila to remind us, what did I say I was going to do? Now that doesn't happen once in our life. It happens as often as possible so that we can continue to be tuned in, to be tuned in, to be tuned in to what it is that we've come to earth to do. Now, tuning, imagine there's so many aspects of our life. If anyone's had a car, you know, after you drive your car, your wheels become out of balance. So you putting new tires on is not enough. After you put the new tires on, you have to have your tires realigned. If anyone's played an instrument, you know, you can't just pick up an instrument and start playing it. You have to tune the instrument in order. If anyone's ever tried to sing a song, you hear the song on the radio and you're trying to sing along, in order for you to, the sound that you make to match the sound that you hear, you have to tune your voice so that it can be in the same note. That's the song. So we know tuning is something we're experiencing that every day. But we have to understand that in order for us to achieve our destiny, to walk on our path, then we must be able to be tuned in. And how do we get tuned in? By how we think. And how do we know what to think? Through the philosophy of Ifa. How do we get tuned in? Through the philosophy of Ifa. How do we learn the philosophy of Ifa? Through our Ifa readings, through our divination, because each reading is going to explain to you, this is how you should be thinking right now. These are the actions that you should be taking right now. These are the things that you should not be thinking right now. These are the things that you should not be doing right now. So it's through the readings that we're learning how to think. It's through the Odu Ifa, which are so many things, but first and foremost is our philosophical literature that explains how everything works in the world, in our life, in everything. So by learning Odu Ifa, by learning the songs that come from the Odu Ifa, we're able to learn how to think. So this system of Ifa is very profound. And as you can see, it's completely different than the Orisha. The Orisha practice, although Orunmila is an Orisha, but the system of Ifa is not an Orisha. And the system of Ifa is completely different from the Orisha practice, because the Orisha practice is about connecting to the forces of nature for our empowerment, for our healing, and for our blessings. So connecting to the powerful force of the ocean, connecting to the powerful force of fresh water, connecting to the powerful force of fire, connecting to the powerful force of the wind, connecting to the powerful force of the earth, and infusing that energy, tuning that energy into our energy. Okay? That's the Orisha practice. The Ifa practice is about tuning our mind, our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Have you ever had the experience where you see maybe a car and you say, oh, I like that car. That car looks nice, you know? And then next thing you know, you see that car the next day. Then you see that car the day after. You see that car the day after. That's because whether you knew it or not, you tuned your mind in that one split second to register and to understand and to align yourself with that car. So the philosophy of Ifa is tuning our mind so that we can be able to be tuned into what it is our destiny is, so that if we see something, we say, you know, this is a part of my destiny. I'm going to go that way. This is a part of my destiny. I'm going to do this. This is not a part of my destiny. I'm not going to do this. That's not a part of my destiny. I'm not going over there. You see, it's tuning our mind to register the things that are part of our destiny. So this tuning concept is very important because the most important thing to know is that things get out of tune, things get out of alignment. So you sing a song, you hear a song, and they say do 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 do, and you try to mimic it, you say do 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 do. You say, oh, I wasn't in tune with the melody. So you have to adjust so that you can be in tune with the melody. Ifa is helping us to adjust our mind so that the things that we see is like that car we seen that we said we liked, or that the outfit that we saw that we said we liked. It's tuning our mind to see our destiny so that we are thinking in a way that's putting us in alignment with our destiny. All right? So important. So important. The songs that we're singing, tuning our mind. So we said, Kole Baju. That song was saying that nothing is going to disturb me, nothing is going to disrupt me, nothing is going to stop me from achieving my destiny. So we're going to come up against negative forces. That negative force that we're coming up against, it can seem so great, so big, insurmountable, impossible. So you tell yourself, Kole Baju, Kole Baju, Kole Baju. You're just tuning your mind. Kole Baju, Kole Ba. And it takes yourself from this feeling of hopeless and feeling like you can't do, and it puts you in the mind frame that I can do. Awade ye mure, awade o ye mure, awade ya ye mure. That I'm here and I'm ready to do what I was put on earth to do. I'm here and ready to perform any duty that is given to me because it's a part of my destiny. So when we feel like, I don't know if I can do it, you tune your mind, you tune your frequency so that you can do it. Why? Not because anything else changed besides how you think. And that's so important to understand that Ifa is about tuning our consciousness, subconscious, and our conscious mind to be on the frequency of our destiny. So imagine you have the GPS system, you have the map, Google Maps, you put in your coordinates, but you're just walking, you're not checking it. You're driving, you're not checking it. The sound is off, you can't hear the voices telling you which way to go. It doesn't matter if you have the destination, if you aren't constantly checking in to make sure that you are on the right path. And that check-in comes from the Ifa divination and comes from tuning our mind to think in the way that's in alignment with our destiny. I know I keep saying it over and over, but I just want us to leave here with this, from this session, being clear about that. All right. So now I want us to move to a very next thing that is so important when it comes to this concept of what is Ifa and how do we use Ifa to take our life and transform it to go to the next level. We talked about how we think. We talked about these concepts of what it is to be successful. Now I want us to see the full scope of Ifa, meaning what does it mean to practice Ifa? And when I talk to people, so often I realize that most people don't know what it means to practice Ifa, even if they're practicing Ifa. And it's very interesting. And I want you all to ask yourself, do I know what it means to practice Ifa? I'm not going to ask anybody because I want to put anybody on the spot. So I'm going to act like I asked you, and then I'm going to act like I'm sharing it with you. But I want you to ask yourself. And as I say these things, I want you to be honest with yourself and say, yes, I knew all those things. I knew all those things. Yes, I'm doing all of those things. Now, if you knew some of those things, that's great. Kudos to you. Are you doing some of the things that you knew? Okay. Now, it's okay to not know. I'm not saying everyone should know. I'm not expecting people to know. And this is a class. So the point of coming here is to know more than you did before you got here. As for the people that already practice Ifa, I want you to challenge yourself and I want you to think, did I know that already? So we already started. First and foremost, there's 7 things. Don't put up 7. I'm sorry. 7 things that are what it means to be practicing Ifa. First and foremost, number 1, divination. Okay? Which Ifa is famous for. Why is Ifa famous for divination? Because Ifa has the most complex divination system in the world. It's complex because it uses 256 odus. That's why the name of our organization is 256. 256 odus to communicate, to guide, and to help someone to achieve their destiny. How do we learn about what those odus are? Through divination, and also by talking to people about the odus that know about them. Within the odus are the philosophies. Within the odus are the recipes, the spiritual recipes for the things that the herbs and the things that we use in our life. Ifa divination is number 1. Number 2, when it comes to practicing Ifa, is working with your ori. Your ori is very important. Your ori is your spiritual head, and it refers to whatever is telling the mind what to think. You ever thought, what's telling my mind to think this? You ever heard someone say, I don't even know why I said that? Because something told them to say that. The mind told the words to say, I don't know why I said that. But there's another thing in there that's telling the mind what to think. That other thing that's in there is your ori. In Yoruba, everyone say ori. Now, these words are tonal. So saying them with that tonality is important. Ori. Okay, very good. So ori is the spirit in our head that is different from our mind. Okay? It's the thing that tells your mind what to think. And then the mind tells the body and the consciousness and so forth and so on. So we work with our ori spiritually. We feed our ori with the philosophies from the reading. Okay? So when we talk about practicing Ifa, when we talk about what are we going to use to achieve our destiny, to reach our destination, we're using Ifa divination, we're using our ori. The next thing that when it comes to practicing Ifa is our ancestors. When we're practicing Ifa, we are in deep relationship with our ancestors. Who are our ancestors? Within the Ifa concept, our ancestors are our blood family. So I love Malcolm X. That's not my ancestor. I love Harriet Tubman. She's not my ancestor. They are ancestors, but they're not my ancestor. Your ancestors are your blood family. That's so important to understand. Because when we say we want to have a relationship with our ancestors, and that means you want to know in a very deep way the people in your family that have transitioned. Now, with us that live in the new world, many times that is a challenge because we don't know many people in our family. We might know the people that are alive, but we don't know many people that have transitioned. So in order to practice Ifa, you have to take the time to research about your family and to know who's the Malcolm X of your family, who's the Harriet Tubman of your family, who's the Miles Davis of your family, who's the whatever the things that you like, who's the person that was similar to that in your family so that you don't spend your time just honoring someone that's not your family. We do honor them too, but make sure that we equally honor those that are our family. Because why? Their blood is in you. So then when you tap into them, you're tapping into you. If they did it, you could do it. So you want to know, what are the great accomplishments of the people of my family? And that's going to give you some insight into the great accomplishments that you can achieve as well. All right? Very important. Ancestors are so important. How many streets in every city are named after people that are somebody's ancestor? That's because someone has access to the street and they said, I can name the street after me, but I'm going to name the street after my ancestor. How many holidays do we have that are the holiday of someone's ancestor? Not our ancestor, but someone had access to make a holiday and they said, I can make a holiday to celebrate me, but that's not my philosophy for success. I'm going to make a holiday to celebrate my ancestor. And that's what it means to be successful. So these things are all around us. It's important for us to tune in so that we can see them and recognize them. Dang, ancestors everywhere. Ancestors on my money. Ancestors on my street. Ancestors on my holiday. Ancestors on my area that I live in. This area is named after someone's ancestor. Ancestors are so important. That's a whole nother conversation. And we will be breaking these down one by one. So we talked about Ifa. We talked about Ifa divination, number 1. We talked about Oris, number 2. We talked about our ancestors, number 3. Number 4 is spiritual purification. Because if you are not purified, you are going to smell bad. No, I'm just joking. But if you are not purified, you are not going to be able to achieve your destiny because you're blocking you. You are blocking you. Now, I say this example all the time. I have my beloved children. Sometimes we will stay home all day, won't go anywhere, we'll just be at the house all day. And the next day we wake up, I say, everybody, all right, let's jump in the shower, get ready for a new day. And he doesn't say this anymore. And I'm not going to say it was him, but when they were younger, they say, we didn't do anything. We didn't go anywhere. Why do we have to take a bath today? And you have to teach them, explain to them that just by living, you got dirty. So even if we didn't go anywhere, even if you didn't do anything yesterday, you woke up dirty today. And so you got to get in the shower and take a bath. But no one taught us that the same thing applies spiritually. That if you aren't constantly bathing yourself spiritually, then you are accumulating spiritual blocks, which is in the form of germs. Spiritual germs, spiritual dirt, spiritual grime, spiritual dust, all these things that just cover something. So you have to constantly be cleaning. Have you guys ever seen a yard and no one cut the grass? No one trimmed the bushes? What happens over time? The weeds just overgrow everything. They'll overgrow a whole house. So imagine things are like weeds overgrowing you because you are not aware that you need to cut those things back. I remember when I got my first house and I had all these weeds growing, but they look nice to me. So I said, oh, this is nice. And then one of my uncles came over and said, boy, you need to do this yard. I said, this is nice. He said, man, those are weeds. There's nicer things underneath it. But if we don't know, we won't know any better. We'll have a relationship with the weeds that's overtaking us. This is my friend. This is Leroy. This is Tyrone. This is Stephanie. These weeds, wow. Well, I've known these weeds for so long. I only know myself with these weeds. But we don't understand that the weeds aren't our friend because they're taking us over. The weeds are completely, eventually will make it so that we can't see anything else. Spiritually, it's happening to us every day. The weed is growing every day. You look at it one day, it's this big. You come back next week, it's this big. It didn't happen that night. It happened a little every day. So we have to cleanse and purify ourselves as a lifestyle. And regular soap, Dove or Palmolive is not going to do it. That's going to get the first layer of blessings, which is funk and germs, but there's other layers. Okay, so when we talk about practicing Ifa, we talk about spiritual purification, and this happens on many forms. It happens. We talked about our body, but it talks about our environment. So we have to purify our homes. We have to purify our if we have cars, purify our cars. We have to purify our altar spaces, purify our altars. Everything has to be purified because everything is experiencing the same dynamic of the negative forces trying to take it over. So there's negative forces trying to dominate your altar, trying to dominate your shrine, trying to dominate your Orisha. And you have to do things to weed it, to get rid of the weeds, to break those things, break so that they get away, so that your shrine, your Orisha, your altar can be doing what it needs to do. Purification. If you're practicing Ifa, you have to be practicing purification. Okay, so we have Ifa divination, we have our Ori, we have our ancestors, we have purification. Very, very important. All right. Next, when it comes to practicing Ifa, is being in community. You can't practice Ifa and Orisha and just be a silo off on the island. You're all by yourself. You don't interact with anything. You just go to the farm and come back to your house, eat what you farmed. You practice Ifa. You have to be in a community of people. Why? Because we are each other's mirror. So we won't know what we are, who we are, how we're doing, if there's no people around us to give us feedback. So I always joke about people, you see them, and you say, they must not got no friends because no one told them don't do that, or no one told them they shouldn't be doing that. Where are they friends at? So your friends are telling you, man, you're doing great. Your friends tell you, man, are you doing okay? Your friends, your community, your people, all right? And it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but it's from your community. That's your mirror that you are able to grow and develop. It's your community that you learn, okay? So it's through your community that you're able to learn and grow because first and foremost, you see someone doing good, that's going to inspire you to do good. You see someone that's being successful, it's going to inspire you to be successful. You see someone that's not doing good, it's a reminder, I do that same thing. I'm not doing good too, but I couldn't see it until I saw them do it. And then I realized I make the same mistake. So it's our community. It allows us to prosper and grow. And Ifa is designed, it's 256 Odus. It's not just one Odu that runs everything. It's 256 Odus. It's a community of Odus that's bringing the blessings. It's the community. So you have to be engaged. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. It doesn't have to be a big community. It doesn't have to be an in-person community. It can be a virtual community. For example, I was initiated to Ifa in Nigeria. I was initiated to initiated to Oshun in Cuba. So my community, my immediate spiritual community has always lived in other countries, not cities, not states, other countries. But I would still be in community with them before the internet, calling them, traveling there, visiting them, whatever I can do to be in community with them. So it doesn't have to be people that are in your immediate, but you can't just get initiated and go home and you just be by yourself. You don't talk to anybody. You don't engage with anybody. It can't be that you practice these things and then you just cut off from the world, okay? You have to find people that are part of your community. That community, which is a bigger conversation, should and will be people that are part of your Egbe Orum, meaning these are your people. You feel the connection, not because you're blood family, but because you were connected in the heavens before coming to earth. So by being with your community, that not just people that practice Ifa, not just people that practice Orisha, but being in your community, people that you connect with, that you vibe with, it's going to bring you joy and happiness. So community is also a source of joy and happiness. So it's many things that bring about community. Okay, so that's 5. 6 is our community rituals, celebrations, and festivals. These events where the community comes together and uplifts the spiritual energy of Ifa and Orisha as a group is very, very important to our Ifa practice. Again, using the opposite. If someone practices Ifa, but they never worship, they never experience Ifa in a group with other people, then you're not practicing Ifa, because the concept is that one person saying Ashe is great. A room of people saying Ashe is greater. A whole tribe of people saying Ashe at the same time is even greater. You ever had spaghetti and it's just one noodle? Is that better than a whole bowl of spaghetti? You got all this sauce, but just one noodle in there. So when we all come together, it's like a whole bowl of spaghetti, a whole bowl of rice. So we worship together. We honor the Orisha together. And by doing it, our meal is greater. So that's number 6. Okay. And number 7, what it means to practice Ifa is spiritual guidance and teaching from a master teacher. If someone was practicing Ifa and you say, oh, that's great, who's your teacher? Oh, I don't have a teacher. I be teaching myself. That's not practicing Ifa. And there's nothing wrong with teaching yourself and things we have to do to learn on our own. But it's only in the meantime until we find that spiritual teacher. You cannot practice Ifa without having a spiritual teacher. A spiritual teacher is not a book. So many people ask me, man, I love the way you do Ifa. What books do you read? None. Everything I've learned from a person that taught me how to do it. My son here, he does Ifa. He knows, not because he's read so many books about Ifa. It's because he's learned from me and his aunties and uncles and his big brothers, big sisters. So Ifa is something that you have to have spiritual teachers, spiritual guides, mentorship, someone that has built something that's great, and they are including you in their greatness. And by you being included into their greatness, that greatness is going to rub off on you. And then you're going to be great by osmosis and just by association. And next thing you know, you great too. And you're like, I don't even know how I got to be so great. It's because of who you were around. Okay? So it's so important to have a spiritual guide, a spiritual teacher. Like we said, imagine you have the maps. You have Google Maps. You put in the destiny, the destination. You're driving or walking or on the train or on the bus, but nothing is telling you, get off the bus here. So you're going to miss your stop. Nothing is telling you, turn left on the corner. You have the Google Maps, but if you don't have someone that can guide you, then you're going to miss your stop. You're going to miss the road. And you're going to miss your destination. Finding your destination is not enough. You have to have a guide. It's very important. 7 components to practicing Ifa. Did you know all of those components? And that's why we're here. Okay? I only know because I've taken the time to really figure out, well, what the heck am I doing? What is this thing? And then ask somebody that's practicing, what are you doing? Because I like what you're doing. I want to be doing it like you. Oh, I don't do that. Wrote it down. What are you doing? Oh, I don't do that. Okay. And Ifa is vast, but this is the foundation. There are many other things in each of these categories. There are very specific other things, and we're going to break everything down. But today we're just going on overview. Ifa divination, practicing the blessings, fortification, and upliftment of your Ori in community and relationship with your ancestors, spiritual purification, coming together and honoring, experiencing the Ifa Orisha in community. The group worship, group prayer, through the powerful communal rituals and powerful communal festivals. And that's 6. And 7 is by having spiritual mentorship, spiritual guide, okay? A teacher, spiritual teacher. Very important. That's what it means to practice Ifa, okay? So every cycle of the moon, you should divide up those weeks and you should be doing all of those things. That's your most ideal experience. Yes.
Is it possible to do a rogation without your warriors?
Good question. Okay. So our brother asked, is it possible to do a rogation without your warriors? That's a great question. So there are 2 things that we don't do for ourselves within Ifa system. We don't do readings for ourselves, meaning as much as I know, as much as I'm teaching you, when I need a reading, and like I said, every month I should get a reading, I have to go to somebody else. I won't read myself, okay? Because Olodumare is speaking through a divine being. Now, Olodumare talks to me every day, but I need an opportunity to hear Olodumare speak from somebody else to say, yeah, thanks. I needed to hear that. The second thing is rogation. We don't do rogation for ourselves. We go to someone else so that someone else's hands can be placed on our Ori and they transmit the spiritual energy through them into your Ori. Because we can pray to our Ori every day, which we should. So what would make it special? What would make it unique? What would make something different happen if it didn't come through another divine being? So I'm so glad you asked that. So we don't do rogation for ourselves. And a rogation, for people that don't know, is another term for working with your Ori, for doing a ceremony and blessing your Ori. It's also referred to as rogation. Now, in the Ifa system, someone does not need to have their warriors to do rogation. In the Isheshe system, so the Lukumi system, that's another conversation. So in Sheshe, no, someone doesn't have to have their warriors to do it. What they have to do is have knowledge of the ceremony. Someone has knowledge of the ceremony, but they may not have their warriors, then they can do that ceremony for another person. But most likely, they all go together. So most likely, somebody that does have knowledge of the ceremony and is initiated, most likely they have their issue.
Is this rogation the same as feeding one's Ori?
So it's about semantics of the person's perspective. So some people, so it could be the same or it could not be the same because not all terms people have the same definition. So I can't answer that definitively because someone else might call a rogation and feeding their Ori 2 separate things. Someone else might say it's the same thing. But to speak it for me, I don't use the term rogation. That term comes from Lukumi. So in the Isheshe culture, we refer to it as appeasement. And that's, mostly because English is translated from Yoruba into British English. So a lot of the terms are more Britain type of English, not American English. So Ori appeasement is the term that we use, that our teachers have taught us, which is different. Now, Ori appeasement is feeding your Ori. And we can feed it with kola nut and coconut and OT liquor. That is considered feeding. It doesn't have to be from an animal. So feeding your Ori could be from an animal or it could be using kola nut, coconut, and OT. Great question. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, great. So, as I was saying, when you look at your month, and let's always try to think of the moon month and not the month that jumps around, and sometimes it's 30 days, and sometimes 31 days, sometimes 28 days. Just like we changed our time, and yesterday was one time, and then now we just magically there's another time. So, and when we're dealing with the Western time, we're off time no matter what. So we want to deal with the heavenly time, and moon time is powerful heavenly time. So when you look at the moon month, meaning from the new moon to the next new moon, you want to divide up your weeks, and make sure you're doing these 7 things in those 4 weeks. Okay. You want to make sure that you get a reading, Ifa divination with someone. You want to make sure that you are appeasing your ori with someone. Then you want to honor your ancestors. You want to meet in community. You want to purify yourself. You want to check in and check in with your spiritual guide. The only thing that may not happen every 7 days, every month is the big community gatherings. But if you can every month meet with some people and worship together, even if you just call your friends over that have the same consciousness and say, yo, let's pray together, you should do that at least once a month. By doing these things every month, you are practicing Ifa. So it's just about time management. Manage your time, manage your time, manage your time. But for me, these things, and my people that are my peers, my elders, they do this every month, okay? Very important. So we are now going to do one of the things from the list, which is the spiritual purification, because we've come together and we want to leave here cleaner and greater. So for our people that's joining us remotely, virtually, we have put in the email with the information, we put a list of herbs. You're going to take those herbs out. You're going to add water to some type of bowl or a bucket, and you're going to, we call it wash the herbs. You're going to put them in your hand like you're washing your hands. And you're going to rub the herbs together, submerged in the water. Rub your herbs together, submerged in the water, until that water turns green, where the chlorophyll and the powerful energies in the leaves now are transferred into the water. Once those green powerful elements go into the water, it's no longer called water. And we refer to it as spiritual mixture in English. It's a spiritual concoction or a spiritual tonic, or okay, in Yoruba we call it omiero. Omiero. Everyone say omiero. Okay? All right. So we're going to do our purification. After we do the purification, we're going to do the second one of the aspects we are on our list. We're going to honor and worship Ifa as a group, meaning we're going to give offerings to Ifa. His 2 favorite offerings are coconut. Second favorite offering is OT, which is liquor. And we're going to give OB for everyone that is interested. So we're going to put in the chat, if you have not signed up to give your OB, we'll put the link in the chat. Sign up so that you can give your offerings of OB. We're going to do it. We have OB for everyone. We will be saying your name, and we will be praying for you, and we will give the offering of the OB to you, and we will give back to you. Give us at least 24 hours to give back to you, to tell you the message that Ifa has. And for us, our people here that's joining us, you're going to let us know if you want to give the offering of OB. I encourage everyone to do it. Again, when we do our worship as a group, it's even more powerful than we're just on the island alone, okay? So we're going to give our offerings now, and we're going to make the bath now, all right? Take out your bath, and also our people that's here, and as you're doing the bath, you want to be thinking about what are the prayers that you're going to say when you give your offerings to Ifa. All right. Now, if for some reason someone's not able to give the offering of Obi to Ifa, Ifa is still coming to listen to your prayers. So you just will be praying by speaking softly, and you'll just be praying as we're doing the prayer and worship also. Okay. We're going to practice singing the songs that we learned today while we mix the herbs, so that when you leave here, these songs, you can never forget them. All right. So we're going to be doing all this simultaneously. Welcome to the world of Ifa. So to say it again, you guys are first thinking about what it is you want to pray about, meaning what support, yeah, come on down. Meaning what support do you need to achieve your destiny? Come over here. What support do you need to achieve your destiny? How can Ifa help you to help yourself? How can Ifa protect you from negative forces that want to block you? Come all the way down so that they can see you. And I want you to come sit right here, and then you can see where Kune is. How can Ifa protect you from negative forces that do not want to see you achieve your goals and dreams? Because as sweet as life is, something does not want you to experience your sweetness. Okay, very important. So you're thinking of that. Then when it's time for us to pray, you've prepared your mind and you're going to articulate that. You're going to say that out loud. All right. So that's what we're doing while we're preparing our spiritual bath. All right. Kule bado, 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 ṣé bí o bá dé ní kule bado, kule bado, ṣé bí o bá dé ní kule bado, kule bado, ṣé bí o bá dé ní kule bado, ṣé bí o bá dé ní kule bado, ṣé bí o bá dé ní kule bado. Yeah, y'all. Sing with us. Everybody sing. Here we go. Kule bado. Everybody. Kule bado. Baby, your body need kule bado. Kule bado. Baby, your body need 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 kule bado. Baby, oh, badly, you my do. 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 Badly, you my do. Ṣé bí ọba àjẹ́ ni kí wọ́n lè máa dúró? Ṣé bí ọba àjẹ́ ni kí wọ́n lè máa dúró? Ṣé bí ọba àjẹ́ ni kí wọ́n lè máa dúró? Àwa dé Yẹ̀múrè. 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 Àdé Yẹ̀múrè. Àwa dé 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 Yẹ̀múrè. Adé Yẹ̀múrè. Àwa dé 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 Yẹ̀múrè. Wádé Yẹ̀múrè. Àwa dé 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 Yẹ̀múrè. Ifa Epa o. Shame. All right. Excuse me. Now, we're going to take our spiritual bath. I want you guys to take off your socks. So, guys, people that are in a private space, people that are in a private space, meaning you can show as much of your body as possible. you're going to take your bath. We don't call it water anymore. And you're going to first scoop the bath onto your feet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to scoop onto your legs. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to just keep going up your body. And then you're going to scoop onto your head. 1, 2, 3. If you can't get your hair wet, then you're just going to sprinkle like this. Dip your hands in the mixture and then 3 times on your head like that. And then even sprinkle your back. Okay? That's if you're doing it for yourself. And if you're doing it where you can expose a lot of your body, if you're in a private space. Okay? You don't have to take your clothes off, but you can like pull up your sleeves and your pants legs. For people, for example, here, it's a group, it's a room of us, so we can't expose any of our body. So we're going to just take off our socks and we're going to sprinkle just our feet. That covers this whole bottom part. Then we're going to do our face because that's exposed. And when we do our face, the remaining you can rub onto your arms. Okay. And then we're going to sprinkle your head and your back. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it. While we're doing that, I want you to be praying by speaking softly. It's a private conversation between you and Olodumare, the Almighty Creator, and Orunmila. You'll be praying for the things that you know that you want to wipe away. And there are some basic things that we all always want to wipe away to be purified from. And that is death, sickness, loss, fight, and curse. Death, sickness, loss, fight, and curse. Okay? And you can say, and anything else that wants to stop me from experiencing my greatest blessings. Okay? So you'll be praying for that. I'm rubbing my legs. I'm praying for death, sickness, curse to be removed from my life. Death, sickness, curse, fight, removed from my life. Death, sickness, curse, fight, loss, removed from my life. You'll just be saying that, okay, as you're praying. You're calling it to be. All right? You're calling it to be. You know, when we pray in the African context, one thing we do is we speak out loud. Another thing that we do, we're not asking some divine being to do something for us. We are telling the universe and that divine being, this is what's going to be done. So we're saying, drive away. Now, please, I pray that you drive away the death. No, drive away death from my life. Drive away sickness. You're commanding this powerful energy. You're saying what you want it to do, right? So if you're thirsty, you say, can I have some water? Not, could you please, if you I could spare a little more water, sir. You know, Africa, we don't pray like that. Bring me some water. Bring me the blessings, okay? Very important. As we're doing that, we're going to be preparing for our offering, all right? Ashe. Take out the OB, just put it in the bowl. You can take out the top. Come on down. Who's first? Yep. Stay ready. Don't get ready. Roll up your pants leg a little bit. So she already ready. I chill. Okay, everybody at home, you're bathing, right? Great. 5 ways of blessings. Our promise to you and we come today. We honor you and say thank you for your able boy, the Iku, the IJ, the Ayadi, the Shego. Our goals and prayers and dreams, we come before you and we say thank you for manifesting them. Put us to truth. Everything we're seeking, manifest it. Everything we're praying for, generate the blessings so that everything we're working towards it, all we see is manifest successfully. Open roads. Ashill. This week, man, a blessed week. Open the work, everything we're doing. Ashill. The next time, put in the water first. I forgot to remind you about that. For anyone watching virtually, if you have an Ifa shrine, meaning a hand of Ifa, or you're initiated to Ifa and you have your Ifa pot, or if you happen to have an altar for Ifa, Then move the top all the way out the way. Take out your pot now or go next to your Ifa pot and open it, and we'll be doing this together, okay? If you have cola nut, you can put the cola nut there, or if you have OT, you can spray the OT to your Ifa. We'll all do this all together. Even if you have your pot and you have OB, you should still have us to give OB for you so that there's someone praying for you. Because as we said, there are times throughout the month that we ask people to pray for us. And this is one of those times, okay? I didn't say it earlier, but try to sit on the floor. Sit on the mat. That's how we do an Ifa. Yeah. During, whenever you come in this room. Yeah, I didn't get to say earlier, but it's like this is our like spiritual platform. Yeah. Okay, so did anybody sign up to give OB? You can pass it out now. You? You guys want to give OB? OB? You didn't sign up? You signed up to give OB? Okay, we should take one to her. Or actually, just let her choose which one. If you didn't sign up, you still want to sign up, you can still sign up now. Just let us know. Let's take this one up. Actually, put on the plate. That's more better. Yes. Okay. We're okay for now. Go ahead. Touch to your third eye, then your heart. You're going to speak into it. I guess leave yours and hers out. Yeah, I'll take that. Put over. It's pressed one. You're going to still use it, so. Shit. Yeah. Did you do it? Don't worry about it. We're okay. We did our bath this morning. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, when we pray to Ifa, we come to our knees. So everyone, you're going to come to your knees in the same position that he's in, and you're going to face this direction. When he touches his head to the ground, you're going to touch your head to the ground and then come up. You guys watching at home too, you're going to come to your knees in the same position. This is how we pray to Ifa. Different Orisha, we pray, we have different postures, but this is the posture that we pray to Ifa. And when we salute Ifa, we touch our head to the ground and then we come up. All right. He's going to be praying, he's going to be chanting Ifa and praying for us. That's what's happening now. It is same. It is same. It is same. How many adults? Thank you. Ifa e pao. Ah, shoot. Tó bá sójó àtọ̀dá mú ká òtútù àtẹ̀ká mú bí òye kò sí nítorí kò lè ṣe. Ó máa jù tì í ní àná. Àṣẹ o. Ọmọ àjùtì ní alọ́. Àṣẹ gbèsè. Èdùmàrè mountain saceti láyé. Àṣẹ ọ̀rọ̀ ìbànújẹ́ kan kì í báyé o. Àṣẹ o. Èjì òye Ifá wíyé kúkúrú lórí àpò èjì òye. Àṣẹ o. Èyí tí inú bù wá já sí rere èwòká èwòká. Àṣẹ o. Kèrèkèrè orí kàsà délé ní kèrèkèrè. Kèrèkèrè orí kàsà délé ní kèrèkèrè. Kèrèkèrè orí kàsà délé ní kèrèkèrè. Àṣẹ o. Yépa o. Jẹ́ngẹ́dẹ́ jẹ́ngẹ́dẹ́ jẹ́ngẹ́dẹ́. Àṣẹ. Kangere binosa darúgbó kangere. Àṣẹ o. Ìpè ní fáfi òbí ṣe ìpè. Oyin ní lábẹ́ fi òbí ṣe oyin. Àṣẹ. Àṣẹ. Dọ́gba Ifá èèpà o kò jẹ́ má gbà inú elódùn sí Ifá ọdẹ kò bí sáwọ lówó kò jẹ́ má gbà inú elódùn sí Ifá ọdẹ kò bí sáwọ lówó gbogbo ẹni fágbó gbogbo ẹ ló bá ṣe òṣè àwúrìlà gbogbo ní fágbó gbogbo ní fágbó gbogbo ẹ ló bá ṣe òṣè àwúrìlà gbogbo ní fágbó ìyá kéré èyí níyàwó ibi wọn pẹ náyà kéré àwọ ajá níbẹ̀ o. Ìyá kéré èyí níyàwó ibi wọn pè náyà kéré àwọ ajá níbẹ̀ o àpètèrèrè Ìfà èwo ló bá Ifá ló bá. Ọ̀rúnmìlà jẹ́ ìmọ̀rìnmìlà pọ̀ ayé já o. Òpè téréré. Ìfà èwo ló bá Ifá ló bá. Ọ̀rúnmìlà jẹ́ ìmọ̀rìnmìlà pọ̀ ayé já o. Okay. Ọ̀túnálẹ̀ ni mú ìrètí lálẹ́ra. Àdéfà ìgbà. Tí ọmọ bá ọtí kà mú lówó, òtí àlàláwó mu. Àrà nípa ló mọ bá ọtí kà mú lówó, òtí àlàláwó mu. This ọtí, as we give you this ọtí, we receive the blessing of prosperity and wealth in our life. As we drink this ọtí, may we share the wealth together, share our blessings, prosperity, all of these things, may we share them together. Ewele olebele, akibabu ayagba yagba. Lọ́mọ títàn ló pe tápà, ká lọ́mọ títàn ló tó tápà. Ayagba yagba, lọ́mọ títàn ló tó tápà. Ayagba yagba, this is victory. Just as nothing is stronger than OT, no one can just drink OT without falling, make our enemies fall. Adébọ̀wé gbélé amúdò níbi tí mo gbé mútímútí tí mo gbé fòtí sàrémókó bá sékété òde àrémókó bá ẹni bá mú sékété lọ́mọlé ọ̀pọ̀. Just as this OT can sit on the shelf forever and never spoil. May we see longevity, may we see great health, may we see our blessings, laugh forever, may we laugh forever, may we laugh forever.
Eliseo.
Ẹnìkan mo pè é bá ní ní kó mo jẹ́ mi.
Àṣẹ.
Àṣẹ o. Yóò gbà ọ́. Ìfà yẹn gbà ọ́. Àṣẹ. Right, Paul. Àṣẹ. Ìyá jẹ́ o. Àṣẹ. Bàbá mi là. Àṣẹ o. All right. We're going to take a break from the appeasement before we push it back down, leave the top off. And now we're going to close everything out here. Okay. All right, everyone. Ifa receives blessings for all of us, for longevity, long-term success. We give them the OB. Ifa speaks positively for us. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We have some creative space for us to meet more often because, as we said, when we meet as a community, we're able to have some synergy that empowers what we do. So sign up. So there's going to be various levels. So the basic level is free, but then there's going to be other levels that you should look out for. We have the education level where people can sign up so that if you want to learn and take courses, and then there's going to be a VIP level where that level includes your monthly reading, your ORI, everything that we talked about today. All those things will be taken care of in the VIP package. So sign up today. It's going to be really, really powerful. I'm really looking forward to it and looking forward to a new era of what we do online. So make sure that you sign up. I'm going to close out with a prayer. And after we close, then we're going to give the offerings for the people that's here and for the people that signed up online. If you didn't sign up, still not too late. Sign up for your offerings online. Our Lord Almighty, we come today, we pay homage to you. Eshu, we come today and we pay homage to you. As we move forward, ever and backwards, never, Eshu, we ask that you open the way. We've had a powerful meeting, a powerful opportunity to bear witness to our ancestral culture. When we come to you, Ifa, we say thank you, and we now ask Eshu, open the way. Eshu, open the way for everything that we prayed today to manifest. Eshu, open the way for our protection. Eshu, open the way for us to be able to experience our destiny and to reach our destination. Drive away death, drive away sickness, drive away curse, drive away fight, drive away loss. Eshu, do not trick us on our path. Be our companion and support us on our path. Eshu, we call you, we pay homage to you. Eshu, all the good things of life, may you manifest it for us. Edim fun fun onira, awo lekere me se, adifafu eshu okoba, mo ori orero, oriwa son kuate, ebo woni kuwa se, osibe borubo eshu okoba. Timba ni onwo dorure eshu okoba. Timba bima dorure eshu okoba. Timba nire bobo dorure. All the good things of life, Eshu has access to. And we ask and pray and summon Eshu to be with us and allow us to have access to all of the great things of life. Elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe, agbo, ato, asure, iwo, iwo fun. Thank you for joining us today. Ashe.